Hello, and welcome to the training module on our life-saving rules, EHS focus statement, and our EHS core values. As a fair and attractive employer, Kerber takes its social responsibility for your occupational health and safety and environmental protection very seriously. This module is designed to empower each of us to take an active role in our and our colleagues' health and safety with deliberate focus on environmental protection. This module will take approximately 14 minutes with a knowledge assessment to complete your training. Now, let's get started with the safety moment. For our safety moment, we'll discuss manual handling, followed by a short video. Seeing safety before we do a job is important to preventing incidents. Manual handling should incorporate ergonomic risk factors into the JHA process. Ergonomic risk factors are force, fixed or awkward body position, repetitive motion, contact stress or mechanical stress, vibration, individual risk factors, temperature, and lighting.
Manual handling is a common activity in most workplaces, which includes lifting, lowering, pulling, pushing, carrying, moving, holding, or restraining an object. Think before you plan your lift. Can you handle the load by yourself, and is there proper access and egress? Then position yourself. Bring the object you are lifting as close to your body as possible. Hug the load. Make sure your feet, knees, and torso are pointed toward the load when you are ready to lift. Keep your back upright as you prepare to lift. Know your physical capabilities. If you cannot handle alone, please call for assistance. Ensure the load whilst working with it does not impede your view.
Some general housekeeping rules for this training module are: in the classroom or online, know what to do in the event of an emergency or an alarm sounds. Each of us should always have contingency planning in our minds at all times and locations. Where is the nearest first aid kit, spill kit, AED? Who do I notify and how? Our life-saving rules have been developed to keep us safe while executing high-risk activities. The life-saving rules are about environmental protection, health and safety, not discipline. The life-saving rules establish a consistent approach in the prevention of serious injuries and is in keeping with our core values of integrity, safety, respect, and environmental protection, along with our collaborative goal of a sustainable zero-harm culture. Additional information and requirements for work related to our life-saving rules can be found in the relevant sections of the EHS manual. Our life-saving rules represent a concerted effort to reduce serious injuries and to reach our ambition of a sustainable zero-harm culture while providing best-in-class products and services to our business partners. Any job tasks falling under the life-saving rules are considered non-routine and require the use of a daily JHA, EHS Form 221, and associated supporting documentation prior to the commencement of work. Our life-saving rules are the control of hazardous energy, lockout tagout, and electrical safety or arc flash, working at heights, fall protection, craning lifting operations, machine guarding, signage, and safety interlocks. Managing risk. Assessing risk involves evaluating the job task or work scope for hazards. When planning our work, we consider all potential hazards utilizing the CDC-NIOSH hierarchy of controls and our JHA process, which includes a risk assessment prompt, identifying job task steps, their respective hazards and controls or mitigations, our life-saving rules, supporting documentation, and any environmental protective measures. The pocket risk assessment prompt us to consider job tasks, for instance, working with energized equipment, working at heights, defeating a safety interlock, or lifting operations with a mobile A-frame gantry crane or chain hoist. Job or human factors, training, competence, equipment inspection, equipment-specific lockout tagout, or energized electrical work checklist, all considered and documented on the JHA. The Pocket Risk Assessment tool and the JHA process is intended to raise awareness and see safety. In conjunction With the documented JHA EHS Form 221, the life-saving rule for control of hazardous energy is comprised of lockout-tagout, where you de-energize the equipment or system to verify a zero state of energy by isolating all energy sources to a zero state. To perform a lockout-tagout, you will need a JHA form and an equipment-specific lockout-tagout form 229. Electrical safety or arc flash, where we perform work while equipment or systems are energized. Reference to NFPA 70E or the EHS manual for specific expectations for working on energized equipment or systems. Job tasks could be assembly, testing, installation, maintenance, or troubleshooting. If energized, you must utilize the JHA and the Energized Electrical Work Checklist, EHS Checklist 6. If your job tasks require you to control hazardous energy or work on energized equipment, you will need further training. This training is valid for 1 year. Examples of hazardous energy are electrical, energized equipment or rotating machinery; gas, compressed; gravity, hydraulic, mechanical, pneumatic; pressure, radiation, thermal, chemical, noise, stored or residual energy. Regulation requirements can be found in OSHA and NFPA with guidance in the EHS manual. Life-saving rule: working at heights fall protection. Protect yourself against a fall when working at height. 100% tie-off 100% of the time. Use the ANSI Z359.2 Fall Protection Hierarchy of Controls. Working at height outside a protected area, such as an elevated work area not enclosed by handrails, requires the use of approved fall protection equipment, secured to an appropriate anchor point. Other considerations for working at height include ladders, floor openings, wall openings, and truck dock doors. Floor and wall openings should be protected with physical barriers to prevent falls. Preventing objects from falling from height and using physical barriers below working area keep you and people working below you safe. Fall arrest and restraint equipment, as well as anchorage strength and locations, must be planned and approved for the specific type of task or location. Only use fall protection or rescue equipment after you have passed all required classroom and practical training. Examples of fall protection: passive fall protection, handrails, guardrails, and netting, prevents a fall event. Active fall protection, personal fall restraint devices, prevents fall event. Active fall protection, personal fall arrest device, which allows a fall event to occur. If your job tasks have you working at heights requiring the use of fall protection, you will need further training. This training is valid for 3 years. For all working at height job tasks or a potential fall, you will need a documented JHA, a pre-use harness inspection checklist prior to the commencement of work. Regulatory requirements can be found in OSHA, and for specific guidance refer to the EHS manual. Life-saving rule: crane and lifting operations. A suspended load is an object that is temporarily lifted and hangs above the ground. It can fall on you or swing and crush you. Always check your path of travel for obstructions. If you perform crane or lifting operations, you will need further training. This training is valid for 3 years. Our crane and lifting operations we encounter are overhead, wall and mobile gantry cranes. Chain hoists on a mobile A-frame are considered lifting operations and need to meet the requirements of a daily JHA and qualified personnel. A formal risk assessment was conducted and determined that DFW SCM crane operations are static and do not need a daily JHA to perform work. The DFW SCM crane and lifting operation JHA is reviewed with all participants on a 90-day rotation. Regulatory requirements are found in OSHA and ASME. For specific citations, refer to the EHS manual. Life-saving rule: machine guarding, signage, and safety interlocks. Removing machine guarding or signage and/or bypassing safety controls or interlock is prohibitive for normal operations. For maintenance or troubleshooting activities, obtain authorization before overriding, defeating, disabling, or limiting safety controls or interlocks. Examples of safety controls or safety-related parts of a control system are interlocks, e-stops, photo eyes, and deadman switches. Regulatory requirements are found in OSHA and OEM manuals. For specific citations, refer to the EHS manual. While this life-saving rule does not have a standalone training module, most likely scenarios associated with machine guarding, signage, and safety interlocks will be covered by other aspects of the Kerber EHS program. Our EHS focus statement announces our vision of where we are going as an organization. Our goal of a sustainable zero-harm culture while providing innovative, industry-leading products and services to our business partners can only be achieved if we each take an active role in our and our colleagues' health and safety with deliberative focus on environmental protection. Zero harm to personnel, zero harm to property or the environment, zero harm to organization reputation. Our EHS core values tell us how we, as an organization, are going to get to our vision, the innovative industry leader. Our core values represent what we hold as the industry leader in parcel supply chain to be fundamental truths in achieving our collaborative goal of a sustainable, zero-harm culture while providing innovative industry-leading products and services to our business partners. Zero-harm operations are achievable. Operate in a sustainable, healthy, safe manner with deliberative environmental protection. Exercise stop work authority. Do it safely or not at all. There is always time to do it right. Kerber takes its social responsibility for your health and safety very seriously and has empowered each of us to exercise stop work authority whenever a question arises while conducting work. Stop work authorities are non-punitive and are a positive indicator of our zero harm culture at Kerber. We take care of each other. Remember to report all stop work authorities via the Safety Corner to allow for organizational learning and improve efficiencies as we provide innovative, industry-leading products and services to our business partners. If you have any questions regarding this training module on Kerber life-saving rules or your working environment, ask your supervisor or contact your EHS team.